Hello, friends, and welcome back to Malicious Compliance Stories. I'm so glad you pressed charges, OP. Too often people don't, and that makes me more upset than I already am after reading this. I hope she spends time in prison since this was a hate crime. But before we begin, best way to support our channel is to leave comments, like, and subscribe with the turned on bell so you don't miss the new video every single day. Here we go. Crazy lady gets arrested. So me and my girlfriend were hanging out in this store that had a bit of everything when she decided to look for some covers for her phone. I stayed in a corridor near there looking at the tech stuff when suddenly a lady comes to me. I was wearing jeans and a red polo. I guess she exchanged me for an employee, even if they had a blue uniform. Lady: "Hey you, can you tell me where I can get item?" Me: I look around for a second before looking back at her. "I don't know, She interrupts me before I could say the magic word, "I don't work here," and says, "Lady, you brown people are all the same. Don't know how to treat customers. Disgusting." Me: "What the hell, lady?" I'm about to go and get my girlfriend and tell her the story about this crazy lady, but before I could reach her, this lady comes back, and I kid you not, she starts spraying those house deodorants in my face, blinding me. Lady: "Serves you right for being lazy and racial slur." Me: "WTF? Help!" My girlfriend heard me yelling and came, and before I could say anything, I could hear the lady realize that I didn't in fact work there, as my girlfriend calls the police, and I guess staff didn't let her leave because when I could see again after washing my eyes, she was crying, getting arrested. Police asked if I'd like to press charges. I said yes. Even if I was an employee, that's no way to treat people. Treat others as you wish to be treated. The end. P.S. I went for a checkup to my eyes after that and everything was all right. Edit. Let me clear some points. This happened 2 years ago inside a Chinese store, and my wife was my girlfriend at the time, so I thought it'd be all right to call her girlfriend instead of wife. I'm not in the U.S., and you won't believe how fast is police to respond in here. I won't disclose where I live exact. Yeah, I live in Europe. And our second story. I got your back, bro. A friend of mine works for a pest control company that has an insane sales policy. The managers are complete jerks and don't trust their reps with crap. Examples: my friend has been written up for braking too hard. He's been written up for driving too fast. He was doing 8 miles per hour, the speed limit on the interstate, because he was running late for appointments. If you don't have 35 appointments scheduled for the week in front of you, you're required to do call blocks from 5 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. every night after you've already done a whole day's work, which started at 5:30 a.m. He's been written up for stopping at gas stations, etc. when his tank wasn't empty because he wanted to buy a drink or get some snacks for himself, etc. Anyway, his boss is a total jerk. So I told him if he wanted to, he could schedule me for an appointment and do a fake presentation, etc., and I would just confirm whatever his company sent my way, so long as it meant I wasn't buying anything. This helped him out because he turned me into a decent-sized account and quoted me services of about $18,000. He put into his notes that I was really happy with the service and was really considering it, but wanted a week to consider an $18,000 purchase. His boss called me and started poking me on why I didn't buy. I explained that $18,000 is a fair bit of change to write a check for, and I'd like about a week to sleep on it, think of it. I also emphasized that I was happy with it, but really wanted to just weigh my options. I also explained that I work in sales and I understand what he's doing, but he needs to respect my opinion. He said, "What if we could do the job for $17K? I said, "I'd still want a week to think about it." He said, "Look, I can go as low as $15.5K, but I'm going to need my rep to come out and close you tonight." I said, "Even if I was willing to do that, I've already headed out of town for a business trip, so that isn't happening." He said, "What's it going to take to do business with us today?" I said, "Nothing. That's not happening." He said, "Think real hard. I'm ready to do what's needed to sell you." I said again, "I'm not doing anything until next week." He started again. This is the sales manager. I said, "Look, buddy, I'm in sales as well. I understand the game, and if you don't back off, I'm going to call your boss." He said, "Look, I can give you a great deal, but I need your business today." I said, "Give me your boss's name and number." "Why do you need that?" "Because I'm going to call him and tell him how incredibly unprofessional you are." "Look, I'm just trying to help you." If the next words out of your mouth contain anything besides the contact info for your boss, I'm going to LinkedIn you and find out who I need to call to get your boss on the phone. So either give me his phone number now or it's going to get ugly. We don't need to do that now. What's his number? Well, bam, hanged up. Checked his LinkedIn, found out his boss is the RVP. I email him and get his number. I got the RVP on the phone and explained what happened, emphasized why I was PO'd, and the manager's complete lack of respect for my time or opinion. The RVP said he'd handle it. Oh yeah, I also mentioned the sales rep was awesome. However, his manager's complete lack of respect for my time or opinion is most likely going to be what's going to kill this deal. Got a call from my buddy. He was in a sales review with the sales manager when the RVP walked into the office and asked him to leave, said the RVP ripped his sales manager a new a-hole. Edit. The RVP just emailed me, said after listening to the phone call between myself and the manager, he's decided that if I want, I can take advantage of a basic pest control package for free, which was included in my original quote, and that all I need to do to take advantage of that is tell him when to schedule the tech guy to come out. He emphasized that I would not be charged for the service. He also said that discount would bring my price from $15,500 to $15,100, and considering the circumstances, he'll honor a quote of $14,500 for the extra services, and I have 30 days to accept the deal if I want to. My buddy's going to get a nice dinner and a few beers on me for accidentally getting me some free pest control. And our next story. You're impatient? I guess I'll take my time. I was in the wonderful establishment that is KFC, standing in line waiting to order. I was at the end of the long line, which had started to block the entrance to the bathroom. So between me and the person in front, I left enough of a gap for people to still get past. I'm facing the cashier, not on my phone, and in all aspects looking like I was in the queue. Suddenly, a huge woman storms up to me, stands uncomfortably close to me, and patronizingly yells in my face, "Are you in the queue?" I tell her I am, and she starts pointing at the queue. "No, you are in this queue. Or are you waiting for food?" I'm calm. I reply with, "I'm waiting to order." For some reason, this wasn't getting through to her. She points to the other side of the store where people are waiting for their food and says, "You're picking up, go there." Her tone was slow and patronizing, like she assumed I didn't speak English. I shake my head and say, "Sorry you misunderstood. I'm ordering my food." Then she scoffed like I was so stupid, pointed at the small gap I'd left, and went, "Move here then." I explained to her that I left a gap for people to get by, and she says, "So you aren't ordering then? Go over there." We go back and forth like this, with me telling her I'm leaving a gap for a reason, and her telling me to get out of line. Eventually, she huffs and said, "I guess I'll stand all the way over here behind you then." And I finish with, "Well, okay then." We finally got to the cashier, me having to listen to her talk behind me about how people have no respect these days, which upset me because even while she acted as she did, I never once spoke harshly to her or raised my voice. I got to the till and the cashier was super cheerful and tried making me feel better by telling jokes. He winked at me as he started asking me about my day, having a really nice conversation. I realized that there was no one else in line behind me except the woman. The cashier had already processed my order, so while my food was being made, he just spoke to me while pretending the receipt wasn't printing. It was insanely satisfying to hear her huff and puff behind me. The cashier handed me my food with my receipt, so I didn't have to go to the waiting area, and I walked past the woman and smiled as warmly as I could. It's mildly petty revenge. I still cried in the car on the way home, but it was more out of sadness that people think it's okay to treat others like that. Thanks, cashier man. And our last story. How dare you steal from me? We own a townhouse. Each one has a small backyard, and most owners have decks and/or fenced-in patios. The previous owners built an amazing deck and patio, which is great because we can't even make weeds grow. Among the plants, we have a pear tree, 2 apricot trees, raspberry shrubs, grapevines, and blueberries. Apricots are currently in season, so our trees are loaded with fruit, and the branches hang over the fence. That fence butts up to a wide strip of grass and a shallow trench to guide rainwater away from the houses. There's no sidewalk, and the grass is common community property. Okay, that's enough background. So I was outside this afternoon harvesting fruit and trimming the branches that hang over our fence. This is a job I very much enjoy because the fallen fruit have fermented and the local wasps are drunk. Watching those angry little a-holes take off to sting me only to fall face first back into the grass is just the best, and I usually am laughing like an absolute idiot while doing this chore. So here I am, mid-trim, when I hear the screeching common to a certain kind of lady with a certain kind of haircut. I turn to see a Karen stomp her way through the grass in my direction. K. Stop doing that at once. Me. Confused silence. K. Stop stealing my fruit. Me. I'm trimming my trees. K. No, you are not. This is my house and my tree. You are damaging it, and you do not have my permission. Me. I think you're mistaken. This tree is in my backyard. I'm trimming it to keep it healthy, and am harvesting my fruit. K. Upon realizing that I do in fact live there, or maybe just realizing that she does not, this is a public area. You can't just take all the fruit. They're for everyone. Me. Well, as long as you don't damage my tree, you're welcome to take any fruit hanging over the fence, but so are all of the people who live here. K. Whatever. You don't tell me what to do with community property. I'm on the HOA. Me. Sure thing. She's not on the board, and I've never seen her in a meeting. She's also not one of my neighbors, so I honestly have no idea what she thought she was accomplishing. Well, I'm done. See ya. I went back in my gate to my house and made some freaking delicious preserves. Wow, you have the patience of a saint. That Karen sounds so stereotypical. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.